YouTube, what's the vibe? It's Zebo. We're back with another video. This video, I hit up Burlington's today, found a few fragrances. Big disaster though, big major disaster. I found our Moths Club during the week, Urban Man, bought it home. I think it was around 30 bucks. I bought it home, started doing some research on it, and found out that this fragrance had so many negative reviews about it. So many negative reviews. It was so many negative reviews that I decided to just take that bad boy back. Gassed the car back up, drove it back up there, and got a refund on that. I just didn't even want to take the chance on opening it and trying it. A lot of the reviewers said that that fragrance lasted about 30 minutes on their skin. So it was just a big fail as far as, you know, that fragrance. I thought that it was the Urban Man Intense, which has, you know, a little bit better reviews on it. Once I noticed that it wasn't the Intense, I hurried up and took that bad boy back. But I did find a fragrance that I never seen in Burlington before. Did a little research on it as well when I got back. So I'm gonna take a gamble on this one. And this is a blind buy. This is Lattafa's Kimma. Lattafa's Kimma. Now, I don't know if you've seen this before. You know, this fragrance, if you've ever seen it anywhere, you know, nice little bottle. Got this little kind of like velour type of felt type material on there. This fragrance costs 16 bucks. 16 bucks. So I picked this up. I also saw something that I've always been wanting to get my hands on. It haven't been in Burlington's in a while. I've seen it at Marshall's. They wanted 60 bucks for it at Marshall's, but I picked it up from Burlington, which is Mont Blanc Legend Red. Picked this up for $44.99. So I've always wanted this. This was always like 60 bucks at TJ Maxx and Marshall's, you know, in the glass. They wanted 60 bucks. I wasn't willing to part 60 bucks for it, but I always wanted it in my collections. Pretty sure you know, familiar with that fragrance. You should be. It's a very, very notable fragrance along the Legend line of Mont Blancs. So I'm glad to have it in my collection. But we're here to talk about this joint here. So I've got mixed reviews on this fragrance as well. However, you know, I'm willing to take a chance on it and see if it's something that I would like. And the mix, you know, the mixed reviews were not overwhelmingly, you know, negative as far as directed toward the fragrance. So that's a plus. But I will post the notes up here for you to check out. You can go over them, which it's not that complex. This is a very heavy, woody, floral fragrance. So there's no fruits in here, just hardcore woods and floral. This is the bottle. Almost kind of put you in the mind of the Assad type style bottles. But this is the bottle. Pretty decent, nothing special. I don't necessarily like this plastic. It's very, it just feels real cheap, like it's gonna break. I can't really see myself dropping it or, you know, pressing a little bit too hard. I don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds pretty, you know, pretty cheap. But, you know, we're gonna jump into this fragrance. Put it in the air, put it on skin, testing script, see what it do. This is just, you know, my first initial impression on this fragrance. I'm starting to learn now, dealing with a lot of these Lattafa fragrances, that you're definitely gonna have to let these, sit before you really give 100% judgment on these fragrances, because I've had a couple of them that just threw me for a loop in the beginning, and then after going back to them 3 weeks, a month, they were complete different fragrances that, in the beginning I just didn't like. And as time went on, man, they became bangers. I loved them. So it's going to be the same way with this fragrance. Atomizer check, pretty decent. Pretty decent atomizer. Nice little in the air type of joint. Now, for this to be heavy woods and floral, it is light and fresh to me. It definitely says on the box that this fragrance, Kimma, for men. So this fragrance is not classified. Even when I looked it up to check the notes out, it's not classified as a unisex fragrance. This is 100% geared toward men by the perfumers. Now, that's not to say that, if a woman stumble across this and find that it's appealing to her and she feel like, it's something that she could wear, she would like to wear, that's not saying that, hey, don't go for it. Knock yourself out, wear what you want to wear, how you want to wear it, when you want to wear it, wherever you want to wear it. The object is to smell good and feel confident in what you're wearing and how you're moving. That's the whole object. So, in the air, I'm not going to cut no corners. It does smell masculine. It smells like a man's fragrance. So, we going to, see what it do on this testing script. Now, it's on the testing script and in the air. It's pretty light. It's not a very pronounced or dominant, aggressive fragrance, not offensive. Just in the air and on testing script, which that's just for like cosmetic purposes. What really matters is on skin, because in the air it's just like aromatic. It's just like an air freshener. It just blows by. On the testing script, it's not, foundational or has like the pores or the skin texture to hold the fragrance or actually give the fragrance foundation. So, it still smells, to me, it's not like any other Lattafa fragrances in the sense of a lot of my Lattafa fragrances have some type of sweetness in there. Even the ones that is not like, the Camaras or the teriyaki, with some type of sweetness in there. This, it doesn't have that. It don't even have any spices in there. It's just, like I said, woods and floral. So, on the top note, you got agarwood and cedar. The middle, you got lavender, sage, rosemary. The base, you got patchouli and vetiver. Very basic. Very basic. It's nothing complex. It's nothing that's gonna, wow you. It's just a fragrance that I guess they were speaking towards like a man's type of fragrance. Even the floral aspects are not like your, typical floral, your rose and your jasmine and stuff like that. Not even that. But hey, let's see how I do on skin. So on skin, you definitely get the woody aspect of it. Like that definitely comes, you know, to the forefront. It's definitely woody. Your floral aspects is just to kind of like give your woody some type of movement, some type of rhythm, some type of I want to say like music. You know, it gives the fragrance something to dance to. It's heavy on the woods, but it's not overtly heavy because of the floral aspects, which, you know, it doesn't really balance it out, because, you know, you're going to get that woody aspect. If you're not the type that is into the woody aspect of fragrances, then don't even bother with this one. This is not it. Now, the funny thing about it is that it kind of alternates. Like initially you get the woods up front off the first sniff, but as you inhale, your florals kind of like tones the woody down. But initially you do get the wood and the vetiver aspect of it. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about this fragrance. I'm pulling a blank, and the reason why I'm pulling a blank is because it has like no signature texture to me as far as character. It's just like more so very earthy type of a fragrance. It's like, you know, the woods and the floral is just a earthy, grounded type of fragrance. I'm definitely gonna have to sit with it for a minute to see how it changed in its total dry down. I'm even gonna have to see, you know, how this thing evolves as, you know, a little time go on, because, you know, these fragrances, they change up on you. They don't, you know, they don't be what they initially are as soon as you pull these bad babies up out of the packaging. So I definitely want to see what type of direction that they were going with this fragrance, with just having like, there is no amber, there's no vanilla, there is no type of rose or, you know, anything to throw in there to kind of like give it a little sweetness. They were going with hardcore earthy vibe. And I don't know, this could be one of those Lattafa fragrances that turns out to be completely different from the other ones, and, you know, unique in its own way, and find a place on, you know, my shelf. So I'm definitely gonna, you know, monitor this joint and see what type of twists and turns it take, and hope for the best on this one here. But as of right now, all I'm getting is woods and floral. That's basically it. It's just like, it just goes like this. There is no rhythm to this fragrance. It's just even toned. And if you're not up with the even tone wood and floral aspect of it, you're not gonna vibe with this. So if you see this in Burlington and it doesn't seem like it's something that you want based off of the notes and, you know, my description of it as best as possible, you might not want to take a chance on it. And you can even, you know, do a little more research on it. But again, the reviews that I got were mixed, you know, emotions about the fragrance. It wasn't as much bad as it was good, which is one of the reasons why I didn't take it back. Had there would have been more bad than good, it would have went right back with the Armoff. It would have went right back. I'd have cashed that in with it. So, you know, something to just, you know, think about. If y'all want me to, you know, talk about this, let me know. Jump in the comment. We'll walk through that one there. If not, you know, it's going on my shelf as a, you know, I've never smelled it, so, you know, I'll, you know, come back and do a video on that. But look, it's your boy Zebo. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Jump in the comments. Let's talk about it. This, your boy got a question mark over his head. I'm in limbo. So if you see it, you might want to get, you know, some type of better understanding on it before you grab it and take it home, open it up, dislike it, and, you know, Burlington don't want to, you know, they don't want to accept it back. But that's all I got for y'all. Man, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all sitting, you know, watching, supporting the channel. And I got 2 new pickups, you know, besides these 2 that I will be kind of going over. I'm wearing them right now because they threw me for a loop. They kind of like, you know, I wanted to go ahead and do initial, but they just threw me for a loop, and I need to get a little more intimate with those. And, you know, I definitely will be bringing them to the channel. I got 5 banging inexpensive designer quality clones that I'm gonna talk about. I'm working on a video on that right now, and these are all rack stores. Some of them that I picked them up and have never seen them back in a rack store again. Some of them you can go to TJ Maxx or Marshalls and find them on the shelves. But hey, I'm gonna get up out of here, let y'all go. It's all love. Peace.